All right, guys, this is the next episode of the Dir.bg Hub podcast. And because we're all about green, I have invited a representative of the Green Transition Forum, Monika Yosifova. And can you first of all please introduce yourself very briefly to the audience, and what is your role in this interesting conference that is happening in June?
Yeah, I'm the project manager of the Green Transition Youth Forum.
Yeah.
It's the first year that we're hosting it within the boundaries of the Green Transition Forum, which is the largest forum in Central and Eastern Europe for discussing Europe's future.
And so for people who don't have any idea about this forum, how would you briefly describe it? Is it only about sustainability and green businesses?
No, it's so much more than that. It started off as that, a 1 to 2 day forum that discusses green initiatives and sustainability. But as time has progressed, we've seen that Europe's future is a lot more complicated than just green topics. Mm-hmm. And the Green Transition Forum as a whole is a platform. It's a safe space for policymakers, stakeholders of other kinds, businesses, academia, to sit down in one place and discuss the future of Europe for the most part. All of the challenges, how we can solve them, that's the intention.
Yes, and it's at a very high level. You've invited a lot of EU policymakers, entrepreneurs, business people. But do these conversations stay only inside the conference rooms, or do they spread outside, let's say?
They definitely spread outside. It's always so exciting to see how businesses and policymakers communicate. Central and Eastern Europe it's a sleeping tiger. It can grow, and as long as it is being given a voice by the European Commission, the European Union, and it is given the chance to grow, there are definitely, how do I put this, growth opportunities and ways to show that there is certain impact through conversation, through the platform.
Yes, and so in this forum you discuss very, to some people, they may seem abstract topics such as energy, shifting from one type of energy to another, sustainability. How do you, on a personal level, connect with those ideas, and how do you think you can make them more understandable for ordinary people, let's say?
Oh gosh, how do you answer such a question? I think that every topic we discuss directly affects the general populace as much as it affects business and policymakers. For example, we discuss energy. We've seen what happens when energy is mismanaged, especially right now with what's going on in the Middle East. And that affects prices for everything. That affects jobs and opportunities for everybody. The topics may seem abstract, but they're not actually as abstract as they seem.
Okay, and because you're going to have a youth forum inside of this thing, first of all, how did you come up with this initiative to have a youth forum, and why is it important to also include young people into this forum?
So the youth forum has been a topic of internal conversation for years now. It is a fact that the youth are no longer our future, they're also our present.
Yes.
And I believe I am technically considered a youth. You are probably as well considered by the European Union.
Maybe even Gen Z, I don't know.
It's very important to, as a youth, be educated on the topics that directly affect our future.
Yeah.
We want to live in a good world. We want to be happy. And for that, we need to know what's going on in the world. Mm-hmm. We're trying to, and there's a very big disbalance right now between generations.
Yeah.
There's very different expectations. And we need to, what we're intending to do with the Youth Forum is giving the youth and the generations before ours an opportunity to stand on one stage, interact, and for their voices to be heard and hopefully find a middle point.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but there are many conferences and events in which they also like to talk about inclusion of young people. But what they normally do is that they just put aside young people in a separate room of the main conversation, let's say. How are you going to be different than just putting young people aside and just in a separate room? How are you going to be different?
We're not putting them in the same, in a different room.
Yes.
We're putting them right beside all of the big speakers from Green Transition Forum. And Green Transition Forum is taking place from the 1st to the 5th of June. But the Youth Forum is taking place from the 3rd to the 5th in the exact same location. And a lot of the speakers that we're actually going to be having, some of the big ones, some of the commissioners, are actually also going to be present within the Youth Forum as well. We're going to have the voices of the youth on the same stage with the big decision makers.
Mm-hmm. And last year you invited a very interesting guest, Darren Acemoglu. This year you have invited Mogul Dutt, who is a specialist in AI. He has also worked for X. Why is it important to invite such business figures to your forum? How can they draw attention more to your forum and to the technological challenges that are present in front of us?
Mo in specific, he, like you said, he's the ex-CBO of Google X. He's written a book called Solve for Happy. And he's going to be giving a lecture on the 5 key skills in order to survive the AI revolution that's going on right now, which is a topic that everybody is so affected by. Yeah. Every single industry is affected by this. And having somebody who's been at the very top come down and say, this is what I believe is necessary for you, for your job, for your family to be well in the future. And we're giving this as a lecture with tickets, but as a lecture is very important knowledge for anybody who cares about their own development in the future.
Mm-hmm. And you've had probably a lot of access to such people, like on a high level, like policymakers, entrepreneurs, business people. You've heard all types of conversations. How have these conversations genuinely shifted your understanding of sustainability and green policies?
I think the only answer you can give is that the more you speak with policymakers, well, with all stakeholders in general, is that there's no one correct answer. There's always going to be somebody who benefits and somebody who suffers from a specific decision. And there's never just one correct choice to make. It's always so much more complicated. And nuance is something that this conversation in specific lacks, and we're trying to bring it.
Mm-hmm. And also you've had some experience in the gaming world. Yes. And now you're doing a conference on Europe's innovation future, let's say. How are the two worlds connected? Do you find any sort of similarities and probably opposites as well? Can you share more of your experience looking at two completely different worlds, two completely different industries?
I think probably the meeting point is narrative. Whether it's in creating a video game or it's in talking about Europe's future.
Yeah.
These are things that are not necessarily up to a simple decision. In my case, I make video games about mental health and grief, mm-hmm. which are important topics that grow in relevancy every year, whether it's through social media and what it does to our brains, yeah. Or other factors. I find that being able to do something for the betterment of future generations, whether it's through a game or through a forum which brings all of the issues forward, that is probably the biggest meeting point of the two.
And okay, I also have an interesting question because I will be presenting in the Green Transition Forum. Yeah, this is maybe the time to also reveal that I also take part in the Green Transition Forum. I will be doing the pitch games.
I'm so excited. It's going to be so good.
It's going to be a sustainability pitching game. But what do you think about gaming as a whole? Is it possible through gaming to teach people complex topics and sort of break them down, make them more understandable, more engaging, if you will?
I absolutely do. I know that there is a couple of universities that apply roadblocks into teaching. I think that the what do they call it? The economics of interest and the attention economics that are going on right now are something that definitely needs to be analyzed, and it needs to be implemented in education for the younger generation, which have grown up with social media right now.
Yeah, and as final words to anybody who's never heard of the Green Transition Forum, what would you say? Why should they come over and see what it's all about?
The Green Transition Forum is going to give you the opportunity to meet stakeholders from Central and Eastern Europe who are the decision makers of everything that goes on within our region. It's going to give you the opportunity to learn and educate yourself on topics that you never thought you needed to. And it's going to give you the opportunity to hear world-class speakers.
Sounds great. Can you just tell us when and where it will take place?
Yes, the Green Transition Forum is going to take place in Sofia Event Center on Paradise, between the 1st and the 5th of June this year. It's going to take place between 9 and 6:30 p.m., depending on which day you decide to join us for.
Well, I think it sounds great, and I'll be happy to see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It was lovely thank you for having me.
No problem. That's it for us. See you in the next episode.